Okay, I call this meeting to order of the Union County Board of County Commissioners, Thursday, June 10th, 2021. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Chairman. Commissioner Garrettson, Commissioner Granados,
Here.
Commissioner Hudak,
Here.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Here.
Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Palmieri Mude,
Here.
Commissioner Staton,
Okay.
Commissioner Staton,
Here.
Vice Chair Williams,
Here.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Here.
Chairman, you have 8 commissioners present for tonight's meeting.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, while we're putting our video on, please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Certainly. The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2021, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2021 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2021 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Good evening and welcome to another remote meeting of the Commissioner Board. As always, we have a lot of ground to cover, so let me begin with a brief update on our COVID-19 efforts. We continue to provide free tests for all Union County residents at our vaccine outreach and has been expanded. We have a program to bring vaccines to homebound residents, and we're also in the process of increasing our mobile operations. If you have been waiting for a convenient time to get a vaccine, now is that time. Visit ucnj.org/vax to find out where you can get your shot, or call us at 908-613-7VAX. Turning now to other priorities and other business, it was a real pleasure to see the flag of Portugal raised outside the county courthouse this afternoon. We're all enriched by diversity and inclusion, and we're very proud to recognize the many contributions of the Portuguese community in Union County. I'd like to remind everyone that our series of Pride Month events continues next Saturday, June 19th. Let Me Be Me, an event for youth at Warnaco Park in Roselle. Commissioner Williams will be providing more detail about this event as we close the next meeting, along with other Pride Month activities. Also on June 19th at 9:30 in the morning, we'll officially recognize Juneteenth in Union County with a flag raising ceremony. Commissioner Staton will give us those details later on tonight. As the summer activity season gets underway, please visit the county website for more information about free outdoor concerts and movies, outdoor activities at Trailside Nature and Science Center, the Senior Art Exhibit, which is now accepting entries, The Hill, which is our new opened restaurant at Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, and the new disc golf course at Oak Ridge Park in Clark. For cooling off, visit the newly renovated Ehrlich Swimming Pool in Rawway River Park. We also have playgrounds with water features at various parks throughout Union County. And if you're looking for something indoor, please drop by and visit the Model Railroad Club at the A. Paul Mallory Model Railroad Center at Lenape Park in Union Township. They are open to the public this Saturday afternoon, June 12th, for the first time since the pandemic hit. It's a good sign that life is coming back to normal in our community, and we're happy to have that feeling back. For details about all recreational programs and activities, visit ucnj.org/parks. Now let's get started at tonight's business. We have several resolutions, and I will start with our prosecutor, Prosecutor Rotolo.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. I have, the Office of the Prosecutor has 3 resolutions for your consideration. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, any questions for our prosecutor? I don't see any. Madam Prosecutor, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Department of Economic Development, Director and Deputy County Manager, Amy Wagner.
Good evening, Commissioners. The Department of Economic Development has 1 resolution for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, do we have any questions for the Deputy County Manager? It does not appear that way. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
We'll move to the Department of Engineering, Public Works, and Facilities Management, and that must be Director Graziano.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. I have 5 resolutions on this evening, and I'll try and answer any questions you have.
Okay. Not seeing any hands raised. Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Chairman.
We'll move to the Department of Finance, Director Taylor.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. The Department of Finance has 10 resolutions for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, are there any questions for Director Taylor? Doesn't look like it, Director, though. It does look like these are all grants that the county is accepting.
That is correct, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Director. We'll move on to the Department of Human Services, Director Anderson.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. The Department of Human Services had 5 on tonight, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, Commissioners, are there any questions for Director Anderson? Okay, Director, thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Parks and Recreation, that's Director Zuber.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. The Department of Parks and Recreation has 1 item on tonight's agenda, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, is there any questions? I see Commissioner Hudak. Commissioner.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, Director. Great seeing you come under a budget, even a little. That's fantastic. And also the job at Wheeler with the paths was a great job, a real enhancement to that park. Not necessarily on this park, but I know we spoke about Rawway and the condition of the paths in that park and Rawway River. Is that something that we've looked into and adding to our to the capital budget at some point in the near future? Because there are a few points on that walking path that are in pretty tough shape.
Right, and I brought that concern to Parks Maintenance Director Mike Brennan. He says he has money this year to start that project and address the problematic ones, hopefully in the fall. And then whatever area we have left, he's going to calculate that, and we're going to ask for the money for next year to finish it.
Okay, great. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Director. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, Commissioner, thank you. I don't see any other hands up. Director Zuber, thank you. We'll move to the Department of Public Safety, Director Moran.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. Department of Public Safety has 6 resolutions for your consideration. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, Director, I'll recognize Commissioner Granados. Commissioner.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Director, can you elaborate on number 4?
Certainly. The county needs to instill trust and raise vaccination rates for county residents in specific communities with the lowest vaccination rates. With this grant, we'll partner with our neighborhood health services corporations, the county's federally qualified health centers, and a community food bank in New Jersey through targeted faith-based communities, assist with vaccination clinics. In addition, we'll host vaccination events for residents at various locations with the help of these community partners.
Now, will this be a part of or separate from the current vaccination program we host?
It will enhance it. It's specifically, this grant is specific for communities with the lowest vaccination rates.
What are some of those communities? How many communities within our county there are there?
The two that are the lowest are Plainfield and Roselle.
Okay, look forward to what you guys have planned in reference to this program. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Mudet.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening. Can you just elaborate on number 5, please?
Certainly, this is a yearly grant. We've gotten it for at least the last 10 years. It's been the same amount for the 10 years. It partially funds one of our positions in our health department, and it's to make sure that the county is compliant with the Right to Know Act, which requires us to report hazardous materials in the workplace and make sure that our employees are aware of them.
Okay, good. Commissioner, thank you. Commissioner Granados, I see your hand still up. Do you have another question? Or are you finished? You all set?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Chairman.
All right, very good. I don't see anybody else, so thank you, Director Moran.
Thank you.
We'll move to the Office of the County Council, and that's County Council Bergen.
Thank you, Chairman. Commissioners, County Council has one resolution tonight. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, County Council, I don't see any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are a number of commissioner-sponsored resolutions that are there. Is there any comments from the board for that? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn our agenda meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Kowalski, seconded by Commissioner Granados. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Chairman. Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Staton.
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 commissioners voting in the affirmative to adjourn this meeting.
All right, we are adjourned. Mr. Clerk, do you need any time, or should we go right into our regular meeting?
We can go into the regular meeting. Yes, we can go into the regular meeting, sir.
Okay, then we'll do just that. I call this meeting to order, the Union County Board of County Commissioners, June 10th, 2021, regular meeting agenda. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrettson, Commissioner Granados,
Here.
Commissioner Hudak,
Here.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Here.
Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Here.
Commissioner Staton,
Here.
Vice Chair Williams,
Here.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Present.
Chairman, you have 8 commissioners present for the regular meeting.
Very good. Mr. Clerk, please read the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly, we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
The chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2021, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2021 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2021 with the office of the county clerk.
Very good. May I have a motion to approve the communications, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, that's moved by Commissioner Hudak and seconded by the Vice Chair. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Staton,
Here.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, that was 8 votes in the affirmative on the communications for tonight.
Okay, very good, Mr. Clerk. At this time, I would like to call upon County Council to advise us and the public of the intention to withdraw ordinance number 829, 2021, and cancel the ordinance's public hearing for final adoption on the procedure for that. Mr. Bergen?
Thank you, Chairman. As the commissioners are aware, this ordinance was introduced 3 weeks ago at your last meeting in connection with and to help effectuate the closing of the jail and the elimination of our Department of Corrections. Since that time, in order to comply with some requests from the Civil Service Commission, it became necessary to amend the pending ordinance. It was decided that to be clearer so that the public really could see better what was going on, that rather than do an amendment and move ahead, it was just simpler to withdraw the original ordinance and introduce a new ordinance, which is comprehensive and contains all of the language that's being enacted. And that's why we're proceeding as we are.
All right, Mr. Bergen, very clear. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I will ask at this time for a motion to withdraw this ordinance 829, 2021, and I'll ask Vice Chair Williams to do that.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by the Vice Chair, seconded by Commissioner Kowalski. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad.
Aye.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative to withdraw ordinance number 829, 2021.
Okay, very good. And since we've withdrawn that, now will be, I'll ask, as we stated before, for the introduction of the ordinance that will take that place. And I'll ask the clerk of the board to please read that ordinance by title.
Yes, Chairman. Ordinance number 830, 2021. An ordinance to amend Part 1, the Union County Administrative Code, Chapter 1, Union County Government Structure by amending Article 14, Departments, Divisions, Bureaus, Section 1-71, Departments enumerated, deleting Article 20, Department of Corrections, and amending Chapter 140, Contracted Off-Duty Employment of Law Enforcement Officers.
All right, very good. I'm going to call on Vice Chair Williams, the policy chairperson, to move that ordinance. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. I now move ordinance number 830-2021 for first reading and authorize the clerk of the board to advertise same in accordance with the law. Public hearing and final reading will be held on June 24th, 2021.
Thank you, Vice Chair. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Kowalski. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad.
Aye.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative for the introduction of ordinance 830-2021.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I'm gonna make a motion at this time to suspend the rules to allow for the joining of both the public comment on resolutions being offered for adoption and the public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of this county into one public comment section. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by the vice chair. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Staton.
Yeah.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative to suspend the rules.
Okay, very good. The meeting is now open to the public who wishes to speak on resolutions being offered for adoption or on any other matter. Mr. Clerk, how many people do we have in the queue?
We have 1 individual in the queue, and I received 1 email from a resident for me to read into the record.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll start with that written to read into the record, but I want to just make sure that I note that there's a 5-minute timer for residents. Please state your name when you have the opportunity to speak and state your town of residence. All right, Jim, why don't you read the email received?
Yes, Chairman. This email is from Maria Echevarria from Elizabeth. My name is Maria Echevarria, and I'm from Elizabeth. On June 3rd, exactly a week ago, Bill S-3866 was passed. Please read the whole bill. This bill is a big smoke and mirrors. This bill pretends to lift the governor's executive orders. Do you know that 14 of his over 140 executive orders will still remain? Governor Murphy is the worst governor in the history of New Jersey. It's a shame when all you hear in Trenton are Republicans defending our rights. Democrats don't care about people in general, besides for Assemblyman Jamel Holly. Democrats aren't following the oath they took. You had to hear Senator Joe Crine defend Governor Murphy's executive orders that caused the elderly in the nursing homes to basically be killed. Republicans in the Senate chamber room on Thursday did an awesome job trying to stop Senate Bill S-3866, which, by the way, was done by backdoor deal. It actually skipped the process of going through committee to hear from the public. This bill would allow Murphy to call a state of emergency at any time. Anything pertaining to COVID is hidden from the public. I've watched these meetings that the Democrats just refused to participate in or even just attend. Those meetings are about the COVID response regarding the deaths in the nursing homes. It was very sad listening to the testimonies. One of the assemblymen or senators even mentioned about the threshold cycles of the PCR tests. So sad that nobody from this county would just answer the question when I asked. I knew those tests were faulty. Do you know that on Thursday they even honored Anthony Fauci? Days after his leaked emails, over 3,000 pages. I recall 2 senators did mention it was inappropriate to honor Fauci. I wish you all can see the political theater that is happening. NJLEG is the website to see. Read and hear everything that's going on in Trenton. YouTube also has videos of Republicans opposing Senate Bill S-3866. Over 10,000 people signed Senator Mike Testa's petition to unmask our kids. Tomorrow, Assemblyman John Bramnick will have a Facebook Live with people giving testimonies to unmask our kids. My son got nosebleeds when he did wear a mask 2 days in a row. Remember what side of history you will be on in the history books when this is over. COVID vaccine needs to be recalled now. No one said magnet getting stuck into your arm where the injection site would be a reaction. Someone I personally know was able to get a magnet stuck on their arm, and another person I personally know sent me a video of one of his customers with magnet stuck on his arm. VAERS numbers have skyrocketed since this needle. Nuremberg trials are coming. Remember, during Nuremberg trials, the past people couldn't get away with just saying they were just following orders. Today is a VRB PAC meeting, Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committees, VRB PAC, which vaccines fall under biologics. I sent in my public comments for that too. Do you know that they mentioned giving the shot to 6-month-olds? Anthony Fauci should be charged with crimes against humanity. Do you know if you get this shot, you don't belong to you anymore? You're not pure anymore. You're a patient. I wish people would look up at Nuremberg Code and Nuremberg trials. Also look up Constitution of the United States for the state of New Jersey. Let's see how many Democrats are trying to take away people's God-given natural rights. I suggest you all do your homework. You all are put in a notice. Don't be like Murphy, where he thinks the Bill of Rights are above his pay grade. Do you know Murphy has the most powerful governor in the United States? Also from Mayor Bowledge to talk about Tucker Carlson is laughable, as he's a career politician listening to Fauci. Fauci's email link is, and provides the email link, https://documents.org/20793561/Leopold/NIH/FOIA/Anthony Fauci emails. Thank you, Maria Echeverria.
All right, well, I want to thank Mrs. Echeverria for that interesting story. I do appreciate one thing that she said, and that was that she wants to be she wants people to be accountable for being on the right side of history. And I'm sure years and decades from now, the side of history will be on the side of science and good sense and just what makes sense for keeping people alive, and that is to be vaccinated. So I hope people will take the opportunity to get vaccinated. But I don't know where she's getting some of those other facts, and I don't want the public to be persuaded that not getting a vaccination is the right course, because it isn't. You should get your vaccination, and you should get it as soon as you can. All right, we'll move on. I guess there's one other person who wishes to participate in the meeting, and Jim, let's pull them up.
Chairman, the individual in our queue is Mr. Bruce Patterson.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, you have an opportunity to address the board, please.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Dr. Garrettson, wherever she may be at this moment, of the Commissioner Board. This is Bruce Patterson, Garwood, New Jersey. And actually, I was watching you commissioners while Maria Echeverria's letter was read, and you know, you should be embarrassed. You guys, not all of you, but some of you are smirking. Hudak was actually laughing. It was terrible. You guys should be listening to this. This is somebody else with maybe an opposing view to what your opinions are, and you guys are actually laughing and smirking, and I'm ashamed of you guys. With that said, also moving along, you introduced an ordinance 830. It wasn't on the agenda, yet you introduced it. Now, if it was an emergency ordinance, I could see the sudden introduction, but to tell you the truth, I think that was illegal, not being on the agenda. So I'd really like Council Bergen to explain why all of a sudden it showed up. As to the resolutions, Reso 425. This is a reso for an OEM grant of $110,000, which the county has to provide $55,000 of it as a match. No questions about the grant itself, but here's a grant where the county has to match up to 100%. This is all well and fine because the county is sitting on at least $80 million in free cash that the county hid away from the taxpayers. But when you make the towns match 50% monies to your own grants that you give out, note that they are not sitting on wads of cash, that their local levels of cash reserves are tight. So they have to raise taxes on their residents just to receive grants made of tax monies that they have already paid you in the first place. Please give it some thought about getting rid of these detrimental 50% match requirements. Resos 427, 430, 433, 435 through 439. These many resos total up to $10 million are for workforce assistance, rental assistance, vaccine grants, all appear to be related to the epidemic. Not needing details of these grants themselves, but the question is this $10 million already included in the budget, or are they now, of this date, added to both sides of the ledger, appropriations and expenditures? Reso 458. This is receiving nearly $500,000 for a grant for a victim witness advocacy program for 1 year. First, just a question. Who are the advocates receiving this $500,000? Plus, as a comment, I just want to point out that this grant has the county doing a 25% match. Suggestion, as I noted previously, think about reducing the local town's 50% match requirements on county grants to at least down to 25% match so that towns don't have to increase taxes on its residents just to get their own original money back from the county. Reso 461. This reso is for the Wiener Law Group, increasing the funding amount from $15,000 to a usurious amount of $85,000 for some vagaries called advice and guidance on various potential agreements. Please explain what these potential agreements are that are suddenly sucking up $85,000 of tax monies. Oh yeah, it's interesting. I guess the one with the Building and Construction Trades Council, that was deleted. So I won't comment on that. General comments. So Lindsay Rutolo, after 1.5 year tenure as acting Union County prosecutor, is being reassigned to the state level as director of the Juvenile Justice Division. In a short time as being county prosecutor, I had noted to the commissioners that she did not have the depth of experience needed for leadership of our prosecutor department. She more than likely got this position as a patronage job because her father was county prosecutor in the early 90s and her mother was a Union County freeholder 20 years ago. This warning came true as many employees in the prosecutor's department came to a freeholder meeting in February 2020 to complain about her questionable practices. She also ended up as a defendant in 3 lawsuits. She had a bumpy tenure, surely trying during the pandemic year, but now she moves upward. The irony of this government's usual modus operandi is if someone does not work out, then promote. I thank those behind the scenes that listened to my grievances and acted on them. But regretfully, her legacy here will still live on in the county that we continue to fund those 3 lawsuits she was defendant in. But I now wish her well moving upward. So thank you very much.
Okay. We have something about matches. I know Mr. Patterson is not a fan of the match, but I don't think we need to dwell on that. We've heard him make those comments in the past, and I understand what he's saying, but we feel it's important to have the townships participate in some of the grants that we offer. I'm going to ask Director Taylor, if she is still here, I think she is, to comment on those multiple of, I guess they were COVID-related, 427, 430 through 439. Director, if you could make any comments to that.
Absolutely, through you, Chairman. Resolutions 2021, 432, 439 are modifying the 2021 budget in the total amount of $10,211,930.08. The grants, in fact, are modifying the 2021 adopted budget, and they are essentially bringing in the items as revenue and appropriating in the same amount on the general ledger.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Director. Prosecutor Rutolo, I know that Mr. Patterson brought something up about 458. Do you have anything you want to add from that perspective?
Sure. Thank you, Chairman, for the opportunity. This grant is a grant that we obtain on an annual basis from the federal government to cover direct victim witness services. Specifically, it covers the salary of 6 victim witness advocates. These are people who meet with the victims of violent crimes and walk them through the justice system, which can be very disconcerting to members of the public who are not familiar with the criminal justice system. It also covers the salaries of a program assistant, as well as 2 victim notification clerks. Victim notification clerks fulfill an important duty in that they notify, among other things, they notify the victims of violent crimes when the offender is about to be released, to make sure that protective orders are in place and restraining orders are abided by. In addition to covering salaries, it also covers direct victim services ranging from victim notification, referral services for victims of violent crimes, victim relocation services, emergency cell phones, food insecurity, transportation, and even everything down to emergency locksmith for individuals who previously resided with the offender. These services are instrumental to the work that we do and cannot be performed by the investigative and legal staff, who have to remain independent of the lives of the victims and the witnesses, but the advocates perform a critical role in providing these services to the residents of our county. And we appreciate this grant that does require a 25% match from the county. And we of course appreciate the county's support of these initiatives.
Okay, thank you, Madam Prosecutor. I appreciate that. County Counsel, can you speak to 461, please?
Yes, Chairman, thank you. This resolution is to provide funding for our specialized outside counsel who have been assisting the county since, I believe, November of last year or so in our programming for closing the jail and eliminating our Department of Correction. They are in particular advising us and dealing with the Civil Service Commission, the unions, to ensure that the plan that we put forth has been approved. Their help has been invaluable in making sure this whole process goes smoothly. And I would note that in light of the substantial amount of money that the county will be saving by this this action, though it's a fair amount of legal fees, it's well worth it to make sure we've done this right. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Bergen, I think you explained that pretty well initially. Maybe Mr. Patterson didn't catch your initial comments on it, but I'm glad you reiterated what you said earlier this evening, so thank you for that. And Mr. Clerk, I want to make sure you note that Commissioner Garrettson is online and attending. Good afternoon.
Duly noted.
Commissioner, glad you're here. And before I go into anything else, I want to mention Mr. Patterson's continued attack on our prosecutor, Prosecutor Rotolo. She has done a fine job by all accounts and has worked very hard for the residents of Union County. I'm sure his false accusations time after time had nothing, zero to do with her promotion by the Attorney General, lest he be in a fantasy world that he believes he had some influence on that. I'm sure he did not. I'm sorry that the prosecutor had to withstand this false criticism on a regular basis. But I will note that the prosecutor handled it with grace and professionalism, as would be expected. And she has done a good job and didn't deserve this repetitive criticism that we seem to get from this resident. All right, let's move on then. Is there anything else, Mr. Clerk? I don't think we have anybody else.
Chairman, there is no one else in our queue to speak on today's meeting.
Okay, so I will I'll ask for a motion to adopt resolutions 2021-422 through 2021-471. Is that the right number, Jim?
Chairman, there was one laudatory added pretty much right before the meeting. The last resolution will end in with 2021-472.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure of that.
Yeah, the last resolution was a laudatory offering best wishes for a former councilwoman celebrating her 90th birthday.
Yes, that's wonderful. Right, 472. Okay, perfect. I'll leave that for the vice chair to mention if she wishes, but I will ask for that motion then with the corrected number 422 through 472. May I have a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Okay, moved by the vice chair. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hudak. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrettson,
Yes.
Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leone, Commissioner Leone,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative on all the resolutions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. We're going to move right on to commissioner reports and comments. And I'm going to start with Commissioner Mudet.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to acknowledge first that I was at the disc golf grand opening the other day, ribbon cutting, and it is a very cool, very interesting sport. I think it's wonderful that we are the first, it's the first course in our county. I think there's some practice courses in Cranford, but they're smaller. This is a full course. So it's a really cool sport, and I hope anybody that has interest in it checks it out. Sorry. Tomorrow night at 6:30, we will be hosting virtually our Women of Excellence Awards through our Office of Women. I'm really excited about that. We're honoring some wonderful women who were supposed to be honored last year, but due to COVID, we postponed that program, and unfortunately, we could not do it in person. But we hope that this program could begin in person again next go around. But I'm excited for the women that are being honored, and if you'd like to participate, you do have to pre-register, and you can go to our website and look up the Office of Women for more information on that. I know it's in one of our resolutions, but I wanted to congratulate Russell Triola from the Union County Boys and Girls Club for 50 years of service. It's organizations like that that just make such an impact on our youth. And it's if we didn't have those, I don't know where our youth would be. So I congratulate him on his 50 years and thank him for all of his efforts. And with that, I will close. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Mr. Mudet, thank you very much. Commissioner Leon.
Evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Commissioners Mirabella, Mudet, and Mr. Baker for winning our primary elections. I am extremely happy that we're going to have you guys back here in January. So just a big congratulations. Also, I had the honor of witnessing today the first flag raising, the Portugal Day flag raising. I couldn't make the Pride Day, but I'm going to drive by tomorrow when they put it back in there. And it was a wonderful event. And just, I'm making it short tonight. That's it.
That's great. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Granados.
Thank you, Chairman. Following Commissioner Leon, I want to congratulate yourself, Commissioner Palmieri Mudet, and incoming running for election in November, James Baker. You guys ran a great election, great campaign, and the voters across the county knew the individuals who we needed on the commissioner board to make sure that this county continues to go in the right direction. So I just want to congratulate each one of you and to all the members who won elections this past primary. And with that said, in closing, just want to make mention, I was going to wait till next meeting, but to Acting Prosecutor Rotolo, commend her on an amazing job she's done throughout the time she's been here within the county. While she's received certain negative comments from one individual, because for the most part, one individual, the residents of the County of Union have all known she's done a tremendous job when it comes to working with local law enforcement agencies, when it comes to making sure she brought forward new programs, new initiatives, and when it came to making sure she was a voice in the prosecutor's office for all residents. So with that said, I just want to congratulate her on a job well done and congratulate her already in advance for a new position as Director of Criminal Justice Division. And we know she'll do an amazing job on the state level in that position. Thank you, Chairman.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hudak.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to echo Commissioner Granados' comments regarding Acting Prosecutor Rotolo. She has been picked for a very prestigious position as the Director of the Division of Criminal Justice, and that is reflective of the work that she has done in her prior positions, as well as her work as the acting prosecutor here in Union County. And I, for one, enjoyed working with her as well in her, with her various initiatives, specifically the Helping Hands program, and and getting people, working with people to find options for treatment. So it's we're going to be very sad to see her go, and we look forward to seeing great things from her. Finally, want to join my colleagues in congratulating you, Chairman, Commissioner Mudet, as well as Mr. Baker, and everyone who ran and won on Tuesday, and everyone who ran, who took part in this process called democracy. And it makes for a better country. And we'll be pulling for you for a victory in November. You got it in the bag based on your good work and accomplishments. But we'll make sure we work hard to get you ahead. And lastly, there were a number of resolutions on the agenda tonight for fireworks and outdoor gatherings, and I think that's a really great thing to see. As the vaccination rate goes up here in Union County in the state of New Jersey, people are coming out, enjoying the hot weather, and getting together in a safe way. We want to encourage people to continue to take advantage of the vaccinations. They're very safe, they're very effective, and they're very available. So if you know someone who needs a shot, please visit our website. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Staton.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to congratulate all the winners in the primary election last night, including my colleagues. I wish them well. I know you will continue to do a good job. I'd like to also congratulate the class of 2021. All of our students are graduating in Union County, from pre-K to high school to our college graduates, and we are so proud of each and every one of you. And we look forward to what you are going to do in the future. So just keep up the good work. And again, Union County Commissioners, we are so proud of you. Next Saturday, I invite everyone to join us for the raising of the Juneteenth flag at the Union County Courthouse in Elizabeth. That will take place at 9:30 a.m. The Juneteenth flag is composed of specific symbols that tell a story. And the one that resonates the most to me is the arc across the middle of the flag. Like a horizon in the distance, it represents the promise of the future and the road we must travel to get there. Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating the ending of slavery in the United States, and has actually been an African-American tradition since the late 19th century. Juneteenth was first celebrated in Galveston, Texas, where the last enslaved people were told they are now free. So with that being said, I hope to see you all next Saturday. There are a lot of events going on throughout Union County, and I ask you to check the local websites for all the activities and events, and we hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Director. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate you, and look forward to the great celebration next weekend. Commissioner Kowalski.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to add my congratulations to Prosecutor Rotolo, and of course to you, Chairman, and Commissioner Palmieri Mudet, and to Mr. Baker. Thanks and congratulations to all the winners of the primary election, and also thank you to all who participated. Typically, primary elections get a much smaller turnout than the November election, but I think in Plainfield and in Cranford, we had a pretty high turnout. Certainly in my town, where it's maybe a 10% normal turnout, it was almost 17% this year. So as Commissioner Hudak said, it's an important part of democracy, and I thank all the people who recognized that and came out to vote. So I look forward to the Women of Excellence evening and to Juneteenth activities. And that concludes my comments. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate that. Commissioner Garrettson.
Thank you so much, Chairman. I would like to echo all my colleagues. Good evening, everyone, and congratulate you and Kim, and also incoming candidate for our November ballot, Mr. Baker, on a very well fought election. For all the candidates who ran, it was a mixed bag of a day between the rain and everything else, but those who were victorious and those who were not, everyone really worked really hard, but it is important that our team sticks together and the work that we've been able to do. So I do congratulate all of you. I also send best wishes to Lindsay. You look a little very bright and excited on this when I saw you appear. So congratulations, well deserved, and best of luck to you from myself and and all my colleagues. We wish you well, and we do value and appreciate everything you've been able to do in the county. I'd like to share some comments regarding my colleague, Andrea Staten. You gave a beautiful reflection on Juneteenth, the history. So I won't repeat that. So it was very, very lovely. But I do want to piggyback on an event that happened in the county a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to read it just to make sure I don't miss anything. And then I'll conclude with just one more acknowledgement. But Juneteenth is celebrated in many ways. And one of them is to recognize the role of Black achievers and breaking down barriers and creating new opportunities for progress. With that in mind, I would like to recognize a fraternity that partnered with us during Black History Month, the Zeta Nu Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity of Plainfield, as the nation's first Black intercollegiate Greek fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha has a rich history in the fight for civil rights, and in an effort to uplift the whole community, the Plainfield Alphas, under the leadership of Sherlock Dow, created a program called the Stock Market Challenge. That program was organized and mentored dozens of Union County middle and high school students in financial literacy. The program helped to break down the barriers that often separate young people from economic opportunities, and students from 11 school districts, this is the fun part, from Union County, participated alongside 9 districts from some other counties. But the program was also a friendly competition, and I'm very pleased to share that 2 of the 3 teams were winners in the course, were from Union County specifically. A big shout out to 2 of our colleagues here in Roselle and Plainfield. And for all of us, 2 of the 3 individual winners represented Union County, Justin Bergen and Leah Brogdon. So I just wanted to congratulate all of them. I know the chairman also had some very nice words for these winners. So thank you, Chairman. And on behalf of all of the county commissioners, we thank the Alphas for including us and thinking of us for this particular program. And I'm not going to take away the thunder from the chairman. I know he's going to talk or elaborate a little bit on the event he attended, the Fire Academy, but I wanted to give a shout out to the members that will join from Hillside. But I'll leave it there because I'm sure the chairman will put a lovely highlight on behalf of the commissioner. So thank you all so very much. Have a blessed evening, and thank you for your time. Thank you for my time.
Thank you, Commissioner Garrettson. We're going to move right to the Vice Chair, Vice Chair Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Chairman. I want to also offer my congratulations to all those who participated in this year's primary, to all those who won, and to all those who were not successful, but I appreciate them because as we all know, public service isn't easy, and putting yourself out there to run to serve the people is a grueling process. And I appreciate the efforts of everyone who did so. I also want to congratulate Acting Prosecutor Rotolo on her move to the state. We will miss you. One of the things I most appreciated about about Lindsay was that when she first started, she came to an event in Plainfield and participated with enthusiasm and met a number of residents and especially children. And she was just so incredibly personable and friendly. I actually got a lot of compliments on her behalf for how approachable she was. So I know that she will be an even greater asset to the state of New Jersey in her new role. So congratulations. I also wanted to just make a comment about Juneteenth. I'm very excited that we are once again raising the flag. Some of you may know my father was born and raised in Galveston. And my relatives have been celebrating Juneteenth for decades. So it's great to see the state of New Jersey, you know, in recent years, really take part and step up. The other thing is the chairman mentioned a resolution that was added. Some of you are probably familiar with former Councilwoman Elizabeth Urquhart, who served 4 terms on the Plainfield City Council. And she's actually, I believe she's still a member of the Union County Board of Taxation. She's celebrating her 90th birthday, still serving actively, and we will be delivering her resolutions from the state, county, and local in a sort of a drive-by celebration through her neighborhood and home. So thank you all for supporting that resolution. And then finally, I just wanted to say a couple of things about the rest of the LGBTQ Pride Month. We have still upcoming a number of events for folks of all ages. Yesterday evening, the Queer Empowerment Hour focused on the history of the LGBTQ rights movement and also looked at where we are now in terms of advocacy, legislation, and acceptance. It was a wonderful hour, and I want to thank Michaela Mirabella and the other guests for once again coming through. On June 19th, as we know, there are a number of things going on, but we also do have an event for youth ages 13 to 19. It's called Let Me Be Me, a field day in Warrenonko Park on the turf field in the Warrenonko Sports Center in Roselle. This is a day of empowerment and unity for LGBTQ plus youth and their friends and allies. On Friday, June 25th, we'll be screening the animated movie, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World outdoors at the Votech campus in Scotch Plains. And on Wednesday, June 30th, we'll be hosting LGBTQ Trivia Night, and that will be at the Tavern at Ashbrook in Scotch Plains as well. So I hope you will be able to join us for these community events and help celebrate the spirit of Pride Month. And again, you can see all these events at ucnj.org/LGBTQ. That's all I have for this evening, Chairman. Thank you so much, and thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Vice Chair. And I'm so glad you added that resolution for former Councilwoman Liz Urquhart. She was always a bright light in any room that I went into and always came up to me, typically with a number of things she needed done from a county perspective, but always represented the city and herself very well. And when you deliver that resolution, please give my particular thanks and best wishes to her, Vice Chair.
Absolutely.
And someone who went unnoticed in the entire primary process was Commissioner Hudak, who was reelected to serve on the state committee. I have myself been guilty of neglecting his position and his primary, but I want to wish him the best. He had a very hard-fought primary battle in his own right. He represents the Democratic Party as best as any one of us at the state level. And I want to congratulate him specifically for his primary victory. So keep up the good work, Commissioner Hudak. I do have just a couple of quick things. I had a chance to go to an event at Oak Ridge Park to see the Union County College women's soccer team, who made the final 8 national championship round for the junior college circuit. And although they lost the first game, and they lost in double overtime, 5-4, they won their second game, and they represented Union County very well. And it was the first time that we had a significant major tournament in our county at the new field at Oak Ridge Park. Dr. McMenamin was on hand, and it was just a great time to see teams from around the country come to Union County and participate in that event. And I'm proud of the women's soccer team. They represented our county and the college very, very well. I do appreciate Commissioner Garrettson mentioning the Fire Academy graduation, which was last night. And I did see the fine group of new firefighters we have in our county from Hillside, from Union, from Rawway, and from Union. And Monday night, there'll be another graduation and I kind of categorize it as the daytime classes and the nighttime classes. The daytime classes are typically your paid fire departments, and the nighttime are your volunteer fire departments. And what's really interesting to note is that this is the first graduating class from the new fire academy in Linden at the old juvenile center. And boy, I couldn't be more proud. There was 40 new firefighters that were minted yesterday. They all did a terrific job. And I wish them all the best. And it speaks really to this board and our county manager for really looking to use that space. And the firefighters are making really good use of that as a new fire academy. So I appreciate the county manager's vision, Director Moran, who played a significant part in getting that up and running. I did hear last night that other towns from outside our county are interested in using that facility to do their own fire training. They've heard such good things. And of course, they'll have to pay an out-of-county rate. So that could be a moneymaker for this county. But word's getting out that we have a top-notch facility and we have a good program there to train our firefighters. Monday night, I'll be attending the nighttime graduation at Union County College. Two other just quick things. Besides, I want to add my voice to all my colleagues about the fine work that Prosecutor Ritola has done in her capacity as our prosecutor over the last 18 months or longer. She's done a fine job, as all the colleagues agree. I'm not going to go into it anymore. It's been said, and I appreciate her and all her efforts and wish her only the best moving forward. I do want to say also just a quick comment about the concerts that have been happening, the outdoor drive-ups. The county manager and the deputy county manager have both done a good job overseeing that, along with Ellen Chase and Vicki Drake, Director Zuber, all doing a fine job. Sean Fawnin, I want to particularly note, really, really great to pull the community together. I happened to be there with Commissioner Muded, the vice chair, and the Commissioner Hudak last weekend for the Pride concert, and it was really terrific. Although they did say the 80s was the best decade for music, which I did not agree with. But it was a good decade. I enjoyed the songs. I know them all. I grew up in the 80s, but I don't know if I'd put it as the best. And then just to finish up, I had a wonderful opportunity over the weekend to celebrate Portugal Pride with Commissioner Granados and Tony Teixeira over at the Portuguese Center in Elizabeth. And we had a great time just sitting there, seeing all the people come out to celebrate. It was a wonderful afternoon, and really was a fine chance to connect with the community there. It's just wonderful. Okay, I think that's it for me. I don't think there's any other business for this commission, and we'll ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved, Chairman.
Chairman,
I'm gonna call on Commissioner Staton for the motion. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Leon. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Garrettson,
Yes.
Commissioner Granados,
Aye.
Commissioner Hudak,
Aye.
Commissioner Kowalski,
Yes.
Commissioner Leon,
Aye.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad,
Aye.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative to adjourn this meeting.
Okay, very good. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.
Good job,
Bye-bye.
Commissioners.